Thank you.
The September meeting of the Belleville Area District Library Board of Directors is Board of Trustees is called to order. We will begin with the pledge to the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 2 on our agenda is the roll call, and I will call on our secretary, Alma Hughes Gross, and we're glad to have you back, Alma.
Well, thank you. It's good to be back. Okay, Javits,
Here.
Dawson,
Here.
Juriga,
Here.
Peters,
Here.
Stoudemire,
Here.
Priest,
Excused absence.
Hughes Grubbs here.
So a quorum is present, all but one, and Linda did come over for a visit to the library before she left, and spoke with Mary Jo and me, and I think she saw others of us too, so she's with us in spirit. Now, item 3 is the approval of the agenda, which you have before you.
So moved.
A motion by John Doriga.
I'll second.
Support by Mary Jane Dawson. Are there questions or comments or additions to the agenda anybody wants to make? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by saying no. There are no nays, and the agenda is approved unanimously. Now we have the regular meeting minutes from August 10th meeting minutes, which are in your packet, and the packet was distributed a few days ago, so I'm hoping everybody had a chance to look at them. I can give you a few seconds now, but it is in order for us to have a motion on these minutes.
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes from August 10th, 2021.
I'll second that.
It has been moved by Dawson and supported by Doriga that the minutes for our August 10th, 2021 meeting be approved as submitted. Again, if there's any questions or comments, this is the time before we vote. And I don't see any, so all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by saying nay. The minutes are approved with no dissenting votes. And now, public comments. We're on item 4 and public comments.
Number 5.
Oh, yeah. Yes, cannot come. These rarefied numbers that we get to. Are there any comments from the public? I see signaling from Rosemary, no, and she does ably represent the public at these meetings. So we can move on to committee reports, which is item number 6.
No.
Hey.
Approve the resolution. Oh, I skipped something. That's why. That's my problem. I did want to talk about item number 4, but it was not public comment. Item number 4 is a resolution that we need to approve. We've got several of them. We've got a.
Number 4.
I'm sure I had different
We've got a different one than
What
we got.
happened to me?
We are on 6. Authorizing millage.
So we did everything else right. Oh, you know, I keep looking at. I'm sorry, people. I really am with you. Okay, we are on item number 6. We were appropriate to be on item number 5 and approve the public comment. We're on item number 6, which are resolutions authorizing millages for the end of the year. We've been talking about this. The finance committee and others have met over these pieces. You were These resolutions, the three of them were shared in the packet. And I will ask Director Suchi or Treasurer Studemeyer to speak to them for us.
I can start and then you can fill in the blanks for me. So for the board's consideration are three resolutions that are off for millages for December of 2021 tax bill. So the operating millage of 0.7 is the first one, and it was rolled back by the Headley Amendment to 0.6864. And then the second resolution is also an operating millage of 0.75 that was rolled back by the Headley Amendment to 0.7354. And then the third resolution is the debt service millage of 0.62. And this is something that we do every year when we have our September board meeting.
It is a procedural issue, but it's also important that all the board be aware of it, understand what we're doing and why. And this is the time to discuss these. We can move all three of these at one time, or do you want?
Each one separate, and each one needs to have a roll call.
Okay, well, get busy, Alma.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 2021-01 to approve the district library tax levy of 6.864
It has,
for the 2021 year.
it has been moved for resolution of 2021-01,
Second.
seconded by Treasurer Stoudemire. Are there any questions? None. All those in favor of approving, we have a roll call vote, and so I can't do my little run through. I have to let Alma go through the whole 9 yards.
Shahevitz,
Yes.
Dawson,
Yes.
Jareva,
Yes.
Peters,
Yes,
Stoudemire,
Yes.
Hughes Groves, yes.
this motion carries with no dissenting votes.
I motion that we approve the winter tax levy number 2, resolution number 2021-02 for 7.354 mils.
Been moved by Stoudemire and supported by Shahevitz that we approve the resolution number 2021-02. Are there any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Roll call.
Oh. I'm
It's okay, it's okay.
You'll get it by the third time.
We would hope so, but don't count on it. I am really not with it apparently. Alma,
Shahevitz,
Yes.
Dawson,
Yes.
Jareva,
Yes.
Peters,
yes,
Stoudemire,
Yes.
Hughes Groves, yes.
the motion carries with no dissenting votes.
I motion that we approve the winter tax levy number 3, resolution number 2021-03.
You're supposed to
It's
2021.
2020-3.
Yeah.
So that's
It's a typo.
it's a
a
typo on
typo.
our
It should be
page.
Okay, 2021, okay.
Yes.
Oh, 2021.
I'm sorry.
I second.
Okay, it is again, moved by Stoudemire and supported by Shahevitz, who, by the way, compose our finance committee, that we approve resolution number 2021-03. Comments before we vote? Alma, would you please call the roll?
Shahevitz,
Yes.
Dawson,
Yes.
Jareva,
Yes.
Peters,
Yes,
Stoudemire,
Yes.
Hughes Groves, yes.
This motion carries with no dissenting votes.
So, yeah, I told you about the third time.
About the third time, it takes 3 times. You know, it took me, I don't know how long when we were doing them by Zoom to get used to doing that. Took me no time to get back into the speed dial. Anyway, so I believe now we are on item 7, which is our committee report.
I'm not trying to avoid
You
building,
weren't there.
But you
but
want
I
to,
wasn't there for a second month. This was not my mistake. And I wasn't sick either.
I was late for this meeting, 15 minutes, so I'll let these guys start and I'll jump in.
it was a hardworking, you are a hardworking group of people. And I will let, Mary Jane, you were there. Do you want to run
I'm
through?
looking for the page.
Should
I
we
wrote.
let Mary Jo?
She's not
I
here.
have some notes.
We had the window shades starting with the American Interior. We made a motion that we give them the bid for $15,975.
Right, before that, during the time that you weren't there were a few things.
Okay.
Okay,
HVAC.
one of the things was that the Walker display system, which is for the artwork down there, is supposed to be here this week,
And it is.
and it arrived. Okay.
It's not yet been installed, but it's here.
And the project is going to be slightly disruptive to fix the air quality, maybe delayed. Do you hear any more about that?
They're hoping to start the lease of the 20th. But we don't have a timeline yet.
Okay.
Dean is going to be meeting with Long Mechanical tomorrow to start walking through and looking at some things. So hopefully after tomorrow, I'll have a better idea.
We got Dean back.
Yes.
We were supposed to start, we had been aiming at starting this week as of yesterday, but it looks like a week delay in starting that off. And from what Mary Jo is just saying, it sounds like that can still happen. And that's a fairly big project, and people, I think our patrons will notice that there is going to be some disruption along this part of the upstairs.
They plan to work around this as much as possible, but there will be times when people will have to use the downstairs bathroom. Quite possibly the quiet study room will have to be closed while they're working.
What about your staff room back here? How is that to be affected?
I don't know yet. They might need to temporarily move.
So you have to see about that. The only thing I had also about the spigot. I just wrote about the spigot outside. I don't know what we said about it.
Well, Long Mechanical is on site. They're also going to take care of a few small plumbing issues. We have a spigot that was leaking on the parking lot side of the library. And we've got a couple of faucets that are a little bit low flow that they're going to look at.
What was the thing you said about the window shades? Where are the window shades?
And downstairs,
Mm-hmm.
Cosad room
Okay.
for the American Interiors got the contract for.
We got, we have 3 bids.
We have 3 bids.
Yeah.
Creative windows out of Ann Arbor, then American
Yeah.
Interiors, then then third one, I forgot.
I think that's my writing
Some
it.
shop.
Sure, shop.
And then
Sheer shop,
American Interior, that's good.
yes.
And then Matt and Dan were going to confer regarding options, possibly to seal the bottlers out in front.
Do what?
They were going to seal them.
That's on the
Oh,
next
yeah.
side on the bollards.
Yeah.
But along with the one that John, we love the way we all report something. John or Mary Jane talked about the Walker display, But along, the other item with that is shelving. And there is an enclosed shelving we had planned all along when we have artifacts that are gonna be shown. And that is up downstairs, so while you're here, you should walk downstairs in the atrium just before you get to the kids' room. It's closed shelving and it's on its way to being used because next month, League of Women Voters will be installing an exhibit and using that shelving. And there's another shelf coming along, Mary Jo, that has not yet come, right?
Right, we have some glass shelves that will complement the display case. And those O'Neill Construction is going to order.
So they should be here in time for the League of Women Voters piece. So we're adding slowly but surely small items that we had always anticipated are coming along. John reported about the window blinds. There's also going to be some window blinds in some of the office space, Mary Jo's office and maybe some others where we've noted real glare from, we have wonderful natural lighting in this place, but sometimes maybe just a little too much of it. I wrote down lighting in the kids' room.
Yes, we have some extra track lighting
Oh, yeah.
that we didn't use, and we're gonna actually put it in the children's room. In the, where the picture books are, there's a wall where we're going to display children's art. So that lighting will spotlight that wall.
Dishwasher repair,
The dishwasher repair guy was out, and we are waiting for the parts to be ordered.
And then we're gonna get a new dishwasher.
It's the
Second-
same
second
part.
time,
We're
same
gonna
part?
get the new part and it's gonna work just fine.
We don't know if it's the same part or not, but when he comes, Dean is going to meet with him and find out. And if necessary, we might need to put a filter or something. We're not sure what the problem is. It could be sediment.
It's the best you can buy. Doesn't affect the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not very impressive right now.
No, no,
It's the best brand you can buy, but we've already had trouble with it twice in our young life.
Right.
And we don't even run a dishwasher as much as your average home would do.
every company has a lemon someplace, and I think we got theirs.
Well, maybe they can fix it, I don't know. Then we talked about the bollards, which they're gonna check into, but we're past warranty
Yeah,
on the bollards. So that little crack in the bollards, which you gotta say what you say about this.
I think we should get a street artist to come in and paint it so it looks like it's an egg opening up.
then we get kids,
Dinosaur egg.
with
Yeah.
spray paint doing
Ah.
faces.
My granddaughter would love that. Mary Jane always says he's creative ideas.
Oh, wow.
Who knows? But it is something we need to watch. Is one of those bonds. Then we did talk about weeds
Yeah,
and ways to address our landscaping. Some of those weed and landscaping issues are not so much building issues as they are maintenance issues that we're gonna have to deal with over time. But
wasn't Salisbury supposed to take care of that for a year? And we kept it here.
I talked with Matt a little bit, trying to get the timing, as far as addressing the weeds versus seeding the lawn and what should happen when, so that's kind of trying to work that through.
Well, I haven't looked at it close enough to see the weeds, but I like all the natural stuff coming up, the flowers.
Well, the flowers are great, yeah, the
Yeah.
weeds, the grass is weedy. So I'm trying to get it-
along
Oh,
Charles
that's what
Street,
you're talking about.
along
Okay.
Charles Street
Along
where those
Charles
bushes are up to prevent the lights from the cars. That's all weeds in there.
Oh,
It's terrible.
And the
Okay.
BADL trail.
I walk there every morning.
Oh,
Coming in from
that's where
this
you're talking,
side.
along the parking lot.
Yeah,
Cause
yeah.
I walked along the building on the
No.
other side, so what is John talking
Well, the
about?
weeds along the building are terrible in the grass, but that's a separate issue.
But
These
they're not
weeds
horrible.
along Charles Street and the bushes that we planted need to be pulled.
Yeah.
You can't spray them.
But it's a work in progress.
Yeah, and then we also, as we've always reported, there's the Hennessy deposit, the deposit that we made to the city, to their engineers, and we're to receive a,
Stipend.
Check that.
we're to receive part of our
25,000.
deposit back. And we reported that last month, we reported we're supposed to receive it, but we haven't
We did
received
not
it yet.
hear yet.
Not yet. I have an email into the city manager, so I'm waiting
Okay.
to hear from him.
And John, you haven't talked to anybody about this?
Not that it should know.
Okay.
So are we saying that it's 25,000 that we're getting back or part of it?
We're getting back
We're getting-
About
25,000.
We
25,000.
paid 25,000 and they're
No.
giving us back 25,000.
No, no,
Okay,
no.
no,
no, no, we paid 50, excuse
something
me.
thousand,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I said
Yeah,
that. You're
yeah.
right.
But half of it they didn't need.
Right,
That couldn't justify.
yeah,
Be John, be quiet, John.
right.
John didn't say that.
Then, the only other big thing is our sign order, the signs for donors and little special, like speaking, is a sign for the painting gonna be, the signs that go with the art, special little things around. We've been working a long time to get this. Well, Dan, they wanted to submit those signs all in one bundle. And, you know, a little thing like that, but just the wording inside and tweaking everything, getting everything right.
Every time you turn around, you see new signs.
Yeah, it's taken quite a little while to get this package together, but has anything happened since last?
Yes, I received the quote and signed the purchase order, so that's ready to go.
So they can start that
Yeah.
process. Did they give us any timetable?
They did not give us a timetable, but they're trying to schedule a meeting with Jennifer to come out and look at to walk the library. So that should be happening within the next week or two.
Maybe they'll be doing that around the same time that we're in the HVAC done.
Probably. Everything will happen at once.
Yeah. So I think that covers all the, you got anything else, Mary Jo?
Everything,
That
everything.
was-
Some windows need caulking in the teen area.
That's been done.
That's been done. Okay.
What about the, curtain wall?
Yeah, we don't have a solution yet. When he's on site, I'm gonna talk to him about it.
Did we have any more problems?
We have not had
The
another
rain-
problem.
The rain that we had this week, nothing's been quite so much to talk about. We might be having rain right now, but I don't see it anyway.
I think it has to be raining really hard from the north.
And the wind, yeah.
Wind has to be
Yeah.
pretty heavy from that direction. Well, I'm glad we haven't had the problem again, but I'll be glad also when somebody does actually does something about it.
Has there been any, talk about, I'm not gonna remember what it's called, but, the funds that O'Neill.
Their bucket.
Yeah,
Their
that they were
bucket of
gonna
money.
give back, well, I can't remember what the bucket was called, but you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Right,
When they didn't
sign
use it
that
all.
contract.
You know what I'm talking about? It's not coming to my
I
brain.
do, but I can't.
We're all looking at each other, what is that called?
Contingency fund.
Contingency,
Yeah,
thank you,
thank
that's
you.
it, yes. Has there been any talk about that,
No, I think once we're done, with
once we're done? Okay.
which I'm hoping will be pretty soon. Once
Yeah, I
once
mean,
we're
I
done
like
with the exact project, and they're getting really close with
Yeah, I see,
getting everything out.
saying that the money is, a lot of the retainage is almost gone now, and we're almost at the end. It's been a
So-
long process.
So both with both with, like with Hennessy, we get a, where we're expecting a refund, there's a possibility of some kind of a refund from the contingency fund that that the construction management contract had in it.
Well, unlike Tennessee, this is their generosity because they did not have to give that back to us, but they have done upfront from the
Indicated that they
beginning.
would.
Yeah,
Excellent point.
based on our contract with them.
Excellent point. So we will see, but we have all been very satisfied with O'Neill Construction and the way they work with us has been excellent. They've stuck with us in the long haul. So are there other items that had to be discussed in the building committee discussion?
I don't have anything.
I don't have anything else.
You see the lighting starting out.
Oh,
Yeah, well then, we can move on. I think we're pretty fast through the rest of it. We can move on to other committee reports, if there are any, bylaws,
I
John,
have nothing.
no report. Finance, Tanya,
No report.
no report. Marketing, Alma. We have a meeting. We have a meeting coming up. We have a meeting on, isn't it on the 29th? I believe. Is it in the afternoon?
3:00.
3:00 in the afternoon on the 29th. Certainly the marketing committee is expected to come if they can, but others are welcome. I am gonna especially reach out to Linda, Linda Priest, who's not, she now gets the notices, good, she came to the last one. And she has a lot to, and the marketing is good for, especially with people that have a real feel for this community and ideas about what we can do. So we're starting back up again. That committee's kind of had to be on hold, on COVID hold. Personnel committee, which would be Linda Priest, who is not here, and there is no report that I'm aware of on that, and that committee is really active in the late fall, and that has not yet come. Policy committee.
I don't have a report, but I do have a question of Mary Jo. So the signs for the food and drink, have they gone up? Not yet, okay.
There's the laminated.
Okay, that's good. That's a good one. You gotta start somewhere.
Won't get them all dirty.
Right, when we did address that at the last meeting, and I believe it was covered in the local newspaper, which is helpful, because that's one of our policies that really does, that all our patrons need to know about, so then more places we tell them about them. And we do have these signs, as Mary Jane just alluded, the staff came up with nice signs for that, so. Little by little, so far, Mary Jo, there's not been any problems with regard to the policy we just enacted last time. But now then, the art committee, which again, several of us might report on.
I would like to say something about the newspaper. It's amazing the layout. I really enjoyed it, especially the color.
Yeah,
Just bang, it just gets your attention. It seems to be so much more improved, unless it's just my imagination.
We're all imagining it.
Yeah. Okay. And I didn't understand, it's called progressions, a process of moving to a more advanced state. I like that.
Mhm.
Anyway, it's really cool. It's a good layout.
I like that.
Did Michelle do that? Yeah.
You want to pass it around, John, so that everybody can,
You saw that.
I have.
Okay.
so everybody make sure they look at it.
Did everyone get one in the mail? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we should have, yeah.
I don't think mine
Yeah.
has come yet.
Mine was so attractive, I actually read the whole thing.
Unlike those ugly
previous
Well,
one.
it's just so boring.
Well, it's different, I think our other ones were attractive, but we'd had that format.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
just,
long
I
that
like, I just like the
Yeah.
layout. It just,
So now everybody looks at this and it's a new, I know that I did
Yeah, it
something
is
to
a lot
put in
better.
there a long time ago, but,
It's brighter.
yeah,
I haven't gotten.
yeah, and I think it'll
the
bring
colors need to
attention
get your
to it.
attention.
And it's good to
Everything
change
needs
things
change
up every once in a
while.
while,
Yeah.
you know.
Good, that's a good item, that,
I don't think the other, I think it goes with the new logo, right? Which, I think the other one, I think is still the old logo the last time.
I think we did,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
the
yeah,
last
that's
one,
first time with the new logo.
right, and a new look and new.
There's some at the counter downstairs.
Yeah,
Did you get yours, Rosemary?
In the mail?
really.
I don't think I've gotten mine either. I
know I got
just
mine.
pulled the mail out today, but I haven't gotten mine.
I think I got mine almost 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did
you miss it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Our mail, maybe I better look at mine. Anyway, that's good, and actually, it's connected to the art committee because our contractor for the newsletter, who does the layout and all that, is Michelle Montour, who is the chair of our art committee. But I will report on her behalf that there was she's always been real good on keeping us moving, and there was a meeting scheduled for later this week, which she's postponed because we don't have a lot of items. But there has been some active discussion among the members by email. And it's a issue in progress, which we haven't yet resolved, but there was the issue of these what are the bass called?
What?
The fish.
The fish, yeah.
The bass,
Yeah.
it's some kind of, something bass activity, which I brought John usually runs and gets this. The question will be, and it may be that we will have one of these, there was this fish was placed here just for
A photo shoot.
trial run and photo shoot, it wasn't really here long enough.
Though.
And it happened to be here the day that Ranjit Puri, who is our state rep, was having his coffee hour here at the library. So they did do a photo shoot, which may give the general public the idea that we already have one of these fish placed at the library, but we don't. We are looking into perhaps participating with the Belleville area Belleville Art Council for the Arts, in placing a fish in our property, but we do have a policy in the art committee that we are not we bring in art for loan for even long periods. One of these paintings, some of the paintings that we have in here will probably be here for a year to 5 years, but we were advised and we adopted in our art committee that art is a changing kind of thing, so we are not looking for permanent art. So we're currently getting clarification from the Council for the Arts as to whether or not this fish placement, as you can see, it requires a really heavy base and it's not an easily moved piece. But it looked cute. It was good, especially in the middle of the summer. It looked really fresh and nice. Makes
many
for a
days are
good
there?
picture.
Did they say?
Is that one of
10 of these, and all the local artists are painting them different colors, so they're all, not all the same. And they're gonna be throughout the city.
And
Do you know
it's,
where they are?
No, not yet. Well,
No, they
they're not out yet.
They're still
They're
painting.
having problems with the base.
Oh, I see so many pictures in there.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know, the picture would make it, so you come back there and you look around and say, well, I don't see it.
The base they have, and you can just pick it up and walk it away with it.
My understanding, no, I thought it was supposed to be for the tri-community, not just Belleville and so on.
Right, it is.
I could
The
be wrong.
10 there's somebody else, another partner that has control over some of them. Isn't that true?
They're being paid for by
Van
the
Buren
BYC,
Township.
I know that.
Oh, BYC, does BYC have some of these?
I don't think so.
I haven't seen.
No.
And Kevin McNamara agreed that he would let somebody in the township,
Right.
but he says if I don't like them, can I move them? And they said, yes, we'll take them. So we're gonna give it a chance.
He's the same guy that said, I'm not coming to your library, you don't have a coffee place there.
Well, we have one across the parking lot that's, we have
And you can bring it into
partnership.
the building now.
And he has been here, but we have partnership with our local businesses. Anyway, I brought up this art thing, this fish thing, because it's a community. One of the good things about, the new building is that it is a place where we can share art and encourage the community to come in.
This is one of those things, started by Ken Boyd, very positive things, and he does a lot of positive stuff.
Like
It's really
the
cool.
boats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And also this is like big cities have been doing this, Chicago
Sure.
has those, and New York has some, different things like this, but. They call it, Belleville Bass, it was, I think it was
Belleville.
the
Bass.
Belleville Bass Project, so just keep your eye out. Is that the name? Yeah, it said it was gonna be pretty big, so we can watch to see if our leaks on the screen. But, the other piece, the other art thing, we already talked about the display case, which is already downstairs. Also, the art committee works through by process. We don't just do piggly throwing stuff up on the wall. The art committee and Michelle worked with, John Doug Peters on some pieces of loaned art from his personal collection. And that loaned art, I believe Michelle and Doug Peters himself came and installed it in the periodical room, in the fireplace room.
Yeah.
So you might stop in there when you go down. It really does, these two paintings, I think we looked at them last time, we looked at pictures of them, but now they're installed.
Interesting
It
story.
looks good.
The paintings are from a friend of Doug Peters, and Doug represented him in court once about a law case dealing with and instead of paying Doug, he did some of them.
Yeah, well, Doug is a prolific artist himself and has quite a store of his own art, but he also apparently has collected wonderful pieces that he is willing to share with us. And again, those are on loan for periods of time, not permanently. And it was at his recommendation that we make sure that the art that we take on here in the main will be temporary. We won't
He
be bringing
took
in
me
a
through
lot.
his collection and I asked how many pieces he had. He says about 700.
Oh my
Of
gosh.
his paintings. He
Yeah.
has regular shows in New York City every year.
This painting was our artist. Is that his art?
His lawyer name is John Douglas Peters, and his artist name is Doug Peters.
Now, Fred C. Fisher, he'll be permanent. And the pictures on this wall will be permanent. But other than, pretty much otherwise, we're looking to keep things moving. Not quickly, like the one that Sheena Barnes loaned us is for a year to 5 years. And I would imagine that these fish, if it comes to be, Mary Jo has been, nobody, people have mentioned it. Ken Boyd mentioned it to me on the street. I think the city manager mentioned it to Mary Jo, but we haven't yet filled the process. So. But you can see that the art that comes out of the art committee keeps our library alive and new and fresh.
Oh, my God.
Anything else about art, Mary Jane?
No, I just have this colorful picture on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's
Happy
gonna be
weather
going
says
out.
we can get out of here by about 87 to 8:30.
It'll be
That'll be the lightest point.
That'd be-
Next 4 hours.
Okay, let's move along then. I think that's what we're hearing. And I think that's all we need to talk about with art anyway. So we're moving right along. We're to accounts payable, which we have a kind of more like our regular, not so much the kind of list we used to have.
Accounts payable. I have a question.
Okay.
I know we went over this, but when someone loses their book, and like we have to pay Chelsea District Library $11, does the person who lost the book have to reimburse that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Next question. I see Richard Plumbing and Heating, August $400, and in September $400. What issues were that?
One of them was, the line needed to be staked out of the main library. We were having a backup in the women's room downstairs,
Okay.
and then the other one was for the branch.
Oh, and something.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. It's amazing that consistently $400, but okay.
Yeah, they were big, both of them were pretty big projects.
If they charge $400, it would probably be a big project.
Yeah.
Richard's Plumbing, they're a good
Yeah.
outfit.
We also had the septic, part of the same project in Sumter, and the septic system cleaned out.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's all, good for
Okay.
another couple of years.
Gotcha. Now, the situation down here at the region, what was the scenario there? When you went to block it,
He doesn't know what black, he said it was something 50 feet out.
the whole system.
Does it
I
mean
don't know.
that people don't flush things they
Yeah,
shouldn't
yeah.
flush?
Other questions along?
I have a question. I don't remember seeing this before, but maybe I overlooked it. Homeless Training Institute.
This is from the homeless librarian, and he does training for library staffs, and we get webinars, and usually does what is it, what, every other week or so?
And did you do the organizational membership?
We did.
Yeah,
So that
I'm trying to talk
Okay,
them into doing it for us.
it's worth it.
You would
Yeah.
need it more than, even
He
more.
does,
than-
he runs a
More
homeless
than just- yeah.
shelter in Atlanta, and he has kind of, he just talks and trains in a way that's really easy to implement, very practical, very customer service oriented, very de-escalation minded, in terms of, right. My staff has taken a whole bunch of training, each one that we're paying for individually, by this time they could have paid for the organizational membership, and I got more than asking for.
So this is a monthly thing,
No, this is the
annual.
annual.
annual, okay.
So this $649.
That's probably why I don't remember seeing it. Okay.
Yeah, but he has like a series of 10, I think, that are like the core courses, and then he has the other ones that come up.
That's great.
For libraries, it's really an important piece of the homeless population.
Right.
How to deal with teams. Those ordinary teams are not how to work.
Yeah, it's not just homeless, it's everybody.
Yeah, it's
It's how
all
to deal
kinds
with
of stuff.
different situations.
How to
and
deal with
scenarios.
masks, people who don't want to wear masks.
Oh, is that right? So
There was
it's a
all
lot of
kinds of things. Great. Do board members get to be part of the training?
Sure. You want?
Might latch onto that.
Any other questions? We also need a motion.
I motion we approve the accounts payable as presented.
I'll second.
Been moved by Turner, supported by Dawson, that the accounts payable as presented be approved. Any other questions?
Yeah, I got a quick question.
Question, John?
Reese does a lawn service. That company that came in by accident totally mowed way too low. Do we have to pay them?
No,
Okay.
but that's probably part of the reason we have public leaks.
Bring it on. And we won't be having this big stack in our packet for all that much longer. The construction package, which was handled by the building committee, is included for your perusal. And now we are at the, we did do our vote, or no, we didn't.
No.
We did not do our vote on the accounts payable. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by saying no. The accounts payable is approved. Unanimous. Now we are at the director's report. And her comments and communication she shared with us. Mary Jo.
It's been very gratifying to me to see the library being used as a library. I mean, to see people in the study rooms, people coming to programs. We're being very well used. It's a really nice feeling.
I'm here in the parking lot's back,
That's right.
really cool.
Really.
Yeah, tonight the parking lot is really full. Or it was.
We had our first children's story time series.
Oh,
Saturday.
yeah.
So that's what we do that. Kind of trying to work on our numbers with that, we're actually adding a second story time on Tuesdays in order to split the group in half so that we have a little more social distance and
Rotary was back.
Rotary was meeting with you.
Oh, that's why.
And that's, we started to, I think, Juana's sister had some meetings there. We are partnering now with the Western Wayne County Quilt Guild. They're gonna be meeting the second Saturday of the month, and they are inviting anybody in the community who wants to learn how to quilt to come visit with them. They will teach them how to quilt. If you want to come and watch, they will let you do that. They're very engaged. They want to, maybe do some children's demos for us. They're going to be having some demonstrations during Harvest Fest on October 9th. So they're really happy to be partnering with us.
Do we have any inclusion of the museum on there?
Well, we'll be working with the museum on Harvest Fest.
Maybe they'll have an increase. I know they,
Sure.
they do the quilt.
Right. And I know the quilt group has been doing a lot with them in the past.
Is that gonna be in the Cosette room?
Yes, yeah.
Look at all these wonderful
Really
flowers.
forming the future club that we'd like to be partnering with to offer programs. And their first program is going to be started for September 30th at 7 o'clock. Basically talking about the concept of self-driving cars. So that's, I'm looking forward to that. And again, as I said, Harvest Fest is October 9th, and this is the first year we've been able, to have it in 2 years. We're obviously not able to have it last year, so happy to see that coming back.
Katie just got out of the hospital from the museum.
Yeah.
And she's staying at her parents' house. I hope she can make it in time for this.
I know, I hope she's okay.
They just reopened.
They didn't just reopen.
Yeah. Pardon me?
Didn't you just?
She just started, yeah. We filled up a dumpster, cleaned out the fire hall, and then she almost died.
Oh, wow.
And,
She had 2 PEs. Pulmonary embolism.
Really?
she laid in the waiting area for 10 hours to a point where at one time she went to her car to lay down. They didn't see her because so many patients had COVID. And then they finally saw her and they realized that this is serious.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
St. Joe?
Pardon me?
Was she at St. Joe?
No,
She would have been down the river.
yeah, she's down there,
She was in Wyandotte.
Wyandotte,
Oh,
Forward.
Goodness me. Well, that's too bad. We wish her well.
Yeah.
You're probably going to see a few new faces around here. We've got a couple of new shelving pages and a couple of
Yeah.
I
new
met one of
desk
those new faces. I
Okay.
met James.
James. Okay.
Mhm.
So they're being trained right now, and we're very happy to have them here. We are in the process of hiring for an adult services, part-time adult services librarian, so we're
How
gonna
many,
get that lack up pretty soon.
how many full-time and part-time staff do we have now? Well, we had 40.
We have, it's approximately 40, give or take, everybody.
Okay.
Full-time is about 10,
Full-time is 10,
yeah, I'll have to go count them.
So, but
Don't hold me to that.
do you
Why not?
happen to know the FTE, like if you put all the.
I want to say
part-time-
24, but let me
Something
crunch
like
that
that.
number so I'm not
Mm.
making things up.
How many mailboxes do we have?
So,
We'll be one of the bigger employers in the city of Belleville.
but yeah, majority part-time.
Don't go over 100 or 99.
Representative Reggie Curry was here for his coffee hour. He brought to the library a proclamation, special treatment.
Very
That's really cool.
And I don't know if you guys could read it. I took a
Right.
It's on the
Yeah.
back
copy
there.
of this and put it in
Yeah,
your
yeah.
board.
Yeah,
but
actually, you can read
It was
it.
very well, I was very touched by what he wrote. So if you haven't had a chance, please.
He had a
please
good
read
coffee
that.
hour.
Okay,
Excellent
that's
coffee.
excellent, yeah.
I wasn't in town. Where are we gonna put that?
I'm not sure yet. They might move it here. Maybe in this room, yeah.
This will be really. Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's really wonderful. Good.
You didn't expect that, huh?
No.
Just pulled all that information
Yeah.
together.
Good. They did their research too, so that's,
You got it right.
yep.
One of the things.
Librarians like people who can do research.
One of the things that I appreciated in Mary Jo's packet was this piece that went along with 9/11. Nova Scotia,
The library in Gander, was it Gander?
Gander,
Yeah,
Gander Library that has Newfoundland, Canada. It handled so many of the planes that were directed away from the United States.
And they
20 years ago.
added hours, they did whatever needed to be done to make things work. So that's just an example to me of what, like libraries do, libraries routinely do things like that, so.
Beyond the call of duty kind of things that you don't anticipate a library.
Right.
that was an amazing effort, not just by the library, but by the people that live there. Taking strangers into
Yes.
their homes, giving them clothing to wear, and I liked the part in the article where it said that something about the budget for long distance phone calls. It went right out the window.
It's been a moving week.
Mhm.
Good. Thank you, Major. As usual, both the information about our library and how we're moving along is all great, the usage and all that stuff, but the ancillary information that you're providing is fun and informative. And all these, not just that we have all these programs, but that we're able to promote them so in such a visually pleasing way. So share these with all the people you know and urge people to come, and looks like we're moving along a lot better than we were a year ago.
Mary Jo, I have a question regarding the these beautiful flyers about all the stuff that's going on. Does the same person do them?
No,
Okay,
basically, if you're in charge, if you're in charge of your program, you make your flyer, or you find someone else, who, if you're not good at it, you find someone else who can help you.
okay, because
So we all use the same
this,
software, yeah.
I don't think this stuff is getting to the chamber. And they're more than happy to put that in there. They're
They should
bringing
be getting something because they should be on the list that Nicole was doing, so.
Okay,
Maybe I would say where.
Yeah, that was,
At the library.
yeah, that was the first quick, let's get something out, so. The newer flyers will be better.
What the one on
A lot of times the flyers I give to you are like, a lot of times are in-house.
Right.
And sometimes what we push out, might be, different format or a slider for a website or something that's
Right.
more for Facebook.
But there's quite a number of people that look at that chamber newsletter. And Mike's willing to put
Right.
anything.
I'm pretty sure he's on our list. I think we're setting and stuff, so I'll
Yeah.
check on that.
Okay.
Yeah, it used to be,
Hands work. His drawings.
I don't think so. Yeah. That might be, they're really.
I know, he's great.
We have a lot of very talented staff members. So I'm
Yes,
actually
we do.
really impressed.
yeah, we do. It used to be, I remember the chamber before the, I don't know if I get the emails anymore, but it used to be that the library was a good half of it.
That one.
Yeah, if you don't get it,
I used to get
Sorry.
it, so I probably need to just,
that was mine.
when they made their changeover.
Yeah.
I don't seem to be getting it.
He puts out two, Mike Cole is the CEO, and he puts out 2 blasts per week. A lot of it has to do with local and statewide COVID, updates to make sure that that's in. If there's some type of a program, whether it's at the library or something else, he'll take care of that. Wayne County Community College, he puts a lot of their stuff in. So,
I don't know if this is apropos or not, but Mike talked to me a week ago, walking through the library here from the chamber, and he said, what would it take, how much would it take to donate money to get a room named after us? I go, wow.
after you and I, after you and I,
Very dull.
we're gonna have diamonds by our name.
That's right, that's right.
You want the room for the chamber?
Yeah, just a name saying.
I
donated by
suppose we
chamber.
could look at our list.
Dust off the list. and
We had a
see,
list
yeah.
and not everything.
I don't know if he contacted me.
Covered.
Anyway, I don't want
Of course, the best naming opportunities were gobbled up by the charter
yeah.
members
Yeah, yeah.
who.
But Mike seems to be really a good leader,
Yes,
Yeah,
very
a good
good.
leader, and he just
So there might be.
impressed me anyway.
We'll look forward to that.
But I do like the idea of a room named after John and I. The chamber's willing to pay. Don't forget.
It's only recorded.
Recording, yeah, there we go.
Maybe they're looking for a place to meet. Because they're giving up their own place.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
Like Rotary.
I don't know
Well,
how
the
big they are.
Rotary kind of got in that,
And that's
on the
not
ground floor. I don't know that we have, there's many places that they can, well, who knows. Anyway, that's
the story room.
to be continued. I think this was right to you, John.
Yeah.
We are to, I believe, are you finished? You got
Just about,
something
just a real quick shout out. If you're not doing anything this Saturday, we're starting a new movie discussion series. And the first film is The Seven Samurai, followed by A Bug's Life.
And how they're
A
alike.
Life, yeah.
I was like, okay, did I read this right? I had to read it twice.
Yes.
And they're gonna show this before the curtains are up, huh? Right?
Yeah, we're gonna do what we can do to flash the,
It's gonna be hard.
we have a thought in.
Are they at
so-
night?
Okay,
No, they're in the afternoon.
Oh,
We're
okay.
gonna just get some butcher paper or something.
that'll look real cool.
Oh, I know.
Real high class.
You
Libraries do what they need to do.
Yeah, work with what you got.
Good, thank you, very thorough. In fact, our packets, our director report, part of the packet is getting to be, I didn't think it could be more interesting than it used to be. But it's getting to be more and more interesting because we have so much we can do here. Thank you so much, Mary Jo. Trustee comments. Today we will start with our other professional librarian, Joy Chehevitz.
I just want to thank the other building committee members, you've been stepping up when I haven't been there, thank you. I love seeing all the good stuff happening.
I just looked up in my diary, $245 just in building committee meetings.
So that seemed a little bit longer than that.
I know, I was gonna say, that doesn't
It
sound
just
as
seems
long
that
as I
way.
thought it would be, like maybe 400 or 500.
A lot of hours, then we can talk about all of our hours put together.
Yeah.
And it'll be years that we've been at the building committee. Anything more, Joy?
No.
Alma?
Well, I just wanted to say a special shout out to Randy Brown for coming up with the idea. I think it was him with the goats. And it's just amazing just seeing the people park their cars, they get out.
Watch
and
it.
it was just an educational opportunity for a lot of young people.
Oh, yeah.
As well as adults. And to think outside of the box like that, I just think it's just, phenomenal.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I went by one time, the people from the goat farm seem to come around. I guess they're attending those goats, but she also talked to the other family with kids and the lady from the goat, I forget the place, but she was telling about it. She said that goats will eat plants when they're not, like goldenrod. They won't eat it when it's blooming, but they'll eat those other times.
So we
Some-
need poison ivy.
Oh, really?
I can tell Ricky that. He might get
There's
that.
there's some spring blooming plant that they'll avoid when it's blooming, but they'll eat it other times. She had all kinds of information about goats. That was
You know,
quite
when Ken Boyd brought it up to city council, they kind of laughed at him. And then the bid for the goats was $5,000. The next closest bid was $29,000.
Right.
So this
They
is, well, we can do this.
1/6 of the cost of trying to do it with a person.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're saying with the person, it was. gonna be
Yeah.
fine.
People,
Oh,
with
yeah.
people, and then the people that did it the last time said they'd never do it again, because it's
It's
really
just too
steep.
Yeah,
steep.
yeah,
It's
that's
way
where Nancy
dangerous,
did it,
yeah.
was a steep hill area.
Yeah.
It's like her.
Mm.
I asked Kenny, what are you gonna do now because the stuff will go bad?
Mhm.
And he said, we're gonna plant flowers. I said, no, you can't plant flowers.
He
Yeah,
wants,
they're gonna have to get goats every other year, I think.
he said he wants to plant, lilies and.
No, that's not gonna
everything.
work.
I don't think
That's not
that
gonna
works.
The trees will come back. They're gonna come
Environmentally,
back.
that's not gonna happen.
So the goats chew down the trees?
They ate most of it, but then Randy Brown's crew had to come in and cut it down and carry it up the hill,
Oh,
the branches and tree,
Okay.
stumps. So that was labor
A lot of
intensive,
work,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The last time I looked was probably last Friday, and they had gone down by the end. They were
Yeah.
going
Right.
down the hill, and I couldn't see them.
Oh,
I don't know,
wow.
I'm gonna have to get on the boat to go look at the goats.
Yeah, yeah, because they're way beyond where the pier, where you can walk
They're
on
gone
the
now,
pier.
yeah.
They're gone.
Are they
completely.
gone?
They're completely gone.
Are the goats gone now?
Yeah.
They left today?
Yeah.
They must have been today.
Oh, I didn't get to say
Wow.
goodbye.
Cause I saw them today. Yeah.
They're
Oh,
gone.
wow.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
cool,
they
though.
They
stayed longer.
expected them to work on it for a month, and it only took them 3 weeks.
Oh,
They just,
They just ate away.
if it's really hot, they won't eat, but at night they will.
Oh.
Really?
So,
oh,
So there was this one day, it was towards, I think they had just come to the second section, and I was walking along, and there was this goat. Tree came up, split like this, and all I could see was the back end of the goat. And I'm
The
thinking,
tail flicking.
oh my God, it's stuck. And then over around and she's eating, and I'm like, okay, you're fine.
the goat lady knows them all by name, and that was the other thing she was doing, is pointing out to them what the names were, of them, and the kids were all happy about that. It was really
That
nice,
$5,000 probably fed them for the whole year.
really
Oh, yeah.
nice community activity.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, really. So that's another Ken Boyd, I think he's being
Yeah, he
brought the
pursued
idea
that.
to the
Yeah.
city council.
Wow. Good idea.
Yeah,
I
it is.
think that was the
And
word.
you saw John in the paper with the T-shirt
That's another
on.
thing I was
The
gonna bring up.
model, now John is.
The thing I was gonna bring up is Ken Boyd printed up T-shirts, the goat T-shirts. They're on sale at Egan's. And I went there today to buy one for a friend and they sold out.
Oh,
They
good.
sold 10 of them
That's
last
because
night. So I called Kenny today. I said, you're gonna print some more. He says, no, the goats are gone, so no, I'm not gonna print anymore, but I have some more. I'll bring some over. And I said, well, how much did you make? He said, we made almost $800 for the food closet.
For the
So
food
which is-
closet.
Which is pretty incredible.
Well, most of that probably came after Rosemary put a picture of you in the T-shirt.
I'm sure.
in the
What's
news.
on the
Then
t-shirt?
everybody said, I have to have this.
What's on the t-shirt, John?
A
Just a
big
picture
goat
of a
and,
goat.
yeah,
Is it, do you have
Any
the?
letter?
Is it in that one?
Is it this one?
page 10.
I
But
think
anyway.
Pass it around.
Were they all one color, John?
Yes.
So,
Alma Watts was.
Oh, wow.
I cut your picture out and I brought it over here. No, actually, they couldn't help me here. So I took it up to Office Depot and got one of these great big posters and it's hanging in our living room.
Yes, he said page 2, right?
Boy, Alma, you sure had a good report. Tanya?
So I actually got here early today, so make sure I write that down. And I had a chance to, kind of walk around the library, kind of self-tour. And it's just so impressive, and I just think you guys have done a remarkable job with this library. I mean, I'm just so proud of it. And I'm proud to be a part of this team. And, I just, I'm very happy about how everything turned out. We should be very proud of this.
Well, you've been a part of you guys.
Yeah.
You've been with us since the beginning of this process and keeping the money straight. And even though the money's always been straight, you've explained it in ways that some of us who don't get it can get it.
Oh, I
So
still
thank
don't,
you.
honored to be part of this group, so.
I'm glad
you guys
you
are
are.
great.
Love the team. Mary Jane? Sorry.
I'm just really excited about all these programs, even though some of them are out of my age group. Not trying to sound like a divisionist, is this adult or children movie thing? For the
It's
movie?
adults. Well,
I'm just curious.
I mean.
For the first one, I would think it would be adult.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
second one, maybe kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
Except
Okay.
they're gonna be both discussing the differences and
Yeah.
the similarities.
no,
of the
I would say
two.
it's more of a deal with an interest level rather than I mean, we're not gonna hard people at the door, if there's.
No, I
10-year-old
didn't mean it
who's
like that. I
interested,
just,
Yeah,
yeah, okay,
yeah,
that was my question.
okay.
And the only thing I have to add, other than the fact that everything looks great, and I'm glad we're open. For those of you who may or may not know, Friends of Michigan Animal Rescue sends out a newsletter. Not monthly, I think it's probably quarterly. And there was an article in their newsletter, we got it yesterday, and how grateful they were for the use of the lobby, all of the donations, and the benevolence of the library for letting them collect things for the animals. And they are having a fundraiser for called TNR, Trap, Neuter, Release, and it's for the feral cats. They trap them, they neuter them, they put them back, and then they don't reproduce, which is the whole idea. That's going to be at the Eagles on September 23rd, which is a week from this Thursday. I think it starts at 5:30. If you can't go to the Spaghetti No Balls event,
What?
I beg your pardon.
Spaghetti, no balls.
Spaghetti No Balls.
Sorry, Joe.
That's the name of it, and it works. Feel free to send them a check. So, that was it.
Thank you. John?
Yeah, I ran into a lady the other day downstairs, and she's a friend, she was a representative of the League of Women Voters, and it's the first time in her library. And she said she's from Canton. I said, oh, you've got a beautiful library. She said, oh, no, you've got a beautiful library. And she was quite impressed. Also, being an educator, I'm bringing up something that could cause trouble, but I think it's very positive. There are so many kids needing to get their homework done on the weekend, and parents go crazy. I would like to see eventually the library open on the Sunday from 12 to 6, if possible, if we can afford it, because I think kids do homework, as I did, last minute, and I think parents would appreciate that.
1 to 5 usually.
1 to
when
5?
Libraries are open, and in my experience with Sunday libraries, they are busy during the school year, and if you're not gonna have Sunday hours, it's the summer when you shouldn't have them. because
Exactly, yeah,
That's when
yeah.
it gets real quiet.
Exactly. I
But,
checked on Canton, there it says from 12 to 6, so,
Yeah, we're 1 to 5,
okay,
and other library work.
that's cool.
So I mean, it could be either, but
Yeah,
I
if we,
know Mary.
if we can
Jo
afford it.
that's my,
I
that's
agree.
when
We
it's
can
kids,
afford
there's a
yeah,
lot of
it's very
Just
positive,
during the school year.
yeah.
yeah, but, yeah, okay, that's it.
Good input. And it's something that we've been looking at as well. So if things keep going the way they're going, and if we don't get any glitches, maybe we can expand our time. Thank you. Thank you, trustees. I have, now it's chair comments, and one of my comments is that
Did
I
Mary Jo-
remember
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, oh, go on.
Mary Jo, is there something else I'm missing?
Oh, okay,
Because
Sorry.
I missed a lot today. The comments around this table have indicated, I remember when we were first trying, I think it was in 2014 when we were trying for the first library proposal. I remember writing something to the paper in support of a new library to create a civic hub, a hub for this community. Well, this discussion that's just gone on around this table indicates that we are fulfilling that, and we're only just beginning, but that it is so important, and this work is so important. And I'm with Tanya, this team has been phenomenal, and I really want to thank you. Have nothing to apologize for, Joy. During the heavy lifting of trying to do this building, Joy's in on those details about the building, as well as how you run a library in a way that none of the rest of, the team's been great.
Joy's an excellent leader.
But Joy has really been great in leading that building committee. And then I do have a personal comment this month. I want to state for the public that I am very pleased. I want to explain how government runs to some degree, because I don't know that everybody really understands it, but I worked in state government for my whole entire professional career, and there are hundreds of commissions and committees that are citizen participation. And I am very pleased to have been appointed to one that allows me to utilize my professional expertise and my passion for early childhood education and care. So I am joining that executive committee of the Early Childhood Investment Corporation, but that is not a job. It is an unpaid service, and that's what I really believe in. I believe in public service. So the kind of things I've ever run for, which was a school board in Lansing, and this board here, are unpaid, but they are the things that I think are important, and they're nonpartisan, and this board really is a nonpartisan activity, and it just doesn't mix. Our work doesn't mix with political little catchphrases. But I will be continuing working on this library board.
Oh, good, so you're not gonna quit and
I'm not
try
gonna-
to take over, right?
I'm not gonna.
Don't put that in the big
But the public can know that
I got a big nose.
the public will well, I would like to state for public
Oh, good.
that the work I'll be doing as in this gubernatorial appointment is just an additional service. I feel like to whom much is given, much is expected. You need to give back, and I intersect. Really glad that I've been, and I do. That's the one. Really, I'm going in this. Professionally, I worked in this area, but I'm so glad to go back because now I am armed with another tool in the toolbox of early childhood, which the early childhood community hasn't utilized. The library community, the connections between the two have never been formalized. And I've already started talking to them about these kind of things. So I'm really excited and I'm eager to bring some of them down here to our library so that they can see where real good early childhood work is done. With that,
Madam
Wait,
Chair,
wait. Oh, no, I'll
Mary,
Mary afterwards.
well, you can,
No, it should be.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that this meeting be adjourned.
Second.
it has been moved and seconded that this meeting is adjourned. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nay. Unanimously, we are adjourned at